What is going on, y'all? GeoFuck Site Perspectives here, and it is Transgender Awareness Month, Awareness Week. Information about the Transgender Awareness Week and Transgender Awareness Month is in the description box below. With everything that's going on and what's subject to come our way going into 2025 with the newly elected, well, re-elected President Donald J. Trump, so many things are up in the air. So I'm using this video to, one, wish everyone a safe and happy Transgender Awareness Week and month, but I'm also doing this to provide visibility, because one thing that we are talking about more and more as we talk about resilience against transphobia, homophobia, biphobia, and blatant anti-LGBTQ plus rhetoric and bigotry, hatred that is being spewed towards the LGBTQ plus community and transgender people, is being visible is an act of resilience. Number one, they want people to go back in the closet. They want people to be ashamed of who they are and what they like and, how they represent themselves. They don't want folks to be freely gay, bi, lesbian, trans, non-binary, asexual, demisexual. They don't want people that are not cishet to be out and about living their lives, loving who they love, and being who they are. So a lot of times when we talk about resilience, the aspect of resilience of being visible so people know that you are out and proud and you're not hiding in the shadows is a big piece of resilience. So for me, this video is also letting people know, hey, there are black and brown trans people. There are black and brown intersex people. There are black and brown people that are a part of the LGBTQIA plus community. There are people of color in these communities. So that, and there's also trans men. Being visible for trans men is very important to me, because oftentimes intersex men, trans masculine people and masculine people in general are left out of the discussion when it comes to reproductive health, reproductive rights, reproductive freedoms, and I feel like more of us need to be talking about it and more of us need to be visible. And in particular in the trans community and intersex community, but in the trans community, the bathroom situation, a lot of times trans men are not a part of that conversation. Trans masculine people, intersex men are not a part of that conversation. Masculine people, right? Because even for cis men, when they talk about the bathroom situation and banning trans people from using the public bathroom, you never hear the same rhetoric and outcry that's coming for, we have to protect the women and the girls, but nobody's saying that they have to protect the men and the boys, right? And then, and again, in these situations, the argument is, well, there's going to be men pretending to be women, and that's how they're viewing trans women, is men pretending to be women, and not the fact that they are women using the bathroom. But even if we're going to go with that argument, then you're saying that you're worried about cis men pretending to be trans women using the bathroom. And the issue, again, is toxic masculinity, patriarchy, misogyny. That is the issue, not people going to the bathroom, not trans women going to the bathroom. And then again, if we're concerned about protecting everybody, wouldn't we also want to protect men and boys, rather they're cis men and boys or trans men and boys? Wouldn't we also want to protect people who are gender fluid, non-binary? Wouldn't we just want to protect everybody, right? Like, you should be able to go to the bathroom without being physically assaulted, sexually assaulted, harmed, or harassed period. You should just be able to go number one, number two, wash your hands. Hopefully, wash your hands with soap and water and dry your hands and go on about your day. So, hey, trans men exist. We go to the bathroom. We're using, the stalls, and we're also using the urinals. We're all doing number ones, number twos. We're humans. We just need to release the urine or release the feces or a combination of both. It's a bathroom. Yeah, oftentimes when I'm in the bathroom, I'm literally just in there for 3 to 4 minutes and then I'm out. I'm not like hanging out, trying to take pictures all day or have a conversation with somebody in the next stall or the next urinal over. Like, no, I'm going to the bathroom. So I think it's important, right? Because in the same breath, you don't want people that, quote unquote, right? This is what I mean by it's just this, the trans misogyny, the misogyny, the sexism, and the toxic masculinity and patriarchy and just the transphobia, the whole 9 yards of it all is coming together to create an unsafe environment for everybody, in my opinion. But again, you don't want to see, quote unquote, people that look like me, full beard, whole 9 yards. You don't want to see me going into the cis woman's bathroom or the trans woman's bathroom or the woman's bathroom, right? And then, mind you, I'll go into the men's bathroom because I go into the men's bathroom because I'm a man. And guess what? Nobody's sitting up trying to figure out who's in the next stall or who's, at the urinal. At least in my experience, I have not had that happen. And I recognize that that is a privilege and a blessing. But that's a privilege and a blessing that everybody should have. You shouldn't have to worry about going to the bathroom and being harassed or treated wrongly or assaulted. All right? So, yeah. Also, bringing an awareness for trans men and intersex men is when people are talking about do-it-yourself hormones. Again, that sounds great in theory, but the reality is testosterone is a scheduled drug, essentially. And with it being scheduled, it's not something that you can just do it yourself, or purchase without having a prescription, or because it's going to be considered illegal. And particularly for trans men and intersex men of color, and really it's going to end up impacting cis men as well. It's going to end up impacting everybody at the end of the day. Like I keep trying to tell people, what you allow to happen to one group will eventually happen to every group, to everybody. It's sad how, fascism and oppression works, but everyone inevitably ends up getting hurt. But that is not going to be a method for men of color, trans men, intersex men of color to use. Like, you're already dealing with racial issues, with racism. Then you add in, you're trying to get a scheduled drug illegally because it's a scheduled drug, testosterone. You're going to harm people with that. And the ongoing discussion on if trans people should have access to gender affirming care, hormones, particular procedures, surgeries, and then also just being able to get therapy and counseling, being able to go to a medical professional regardless of what you're looking at. Having access to that, in my opinion, is a basic human right, regardless if you're cis, trans, intersex, whatever. You are a human being, and I feel and believe that you should have access to quality health care. And again, what started off as, this is just about the kids. We don't want kids getting procedures. Kids, people under the age of 18 in the USA, currently and in the past, have not been able to get surgeries and procedures done when it comes to gender affirming healthcare. They haven't. You've had to be 18 or older, 18 or older. You have to be an adult, a consenting adult, or in very rare situations, you had to have your parents who were 18 or older, parental or guardians permission, consent, in order for you to be seen by a doctor, get any type of treatments. So this misinformation going around that kids are just going and getting procedures or getting on hormones is false. It's bullshit. It's lies. Information, again, will be in the description box below. And then it's a slippery setup because they went after, oh, trans kids, you're transing the kids or you're queering the kids to, now they're attacking adults, grown people. They're attacking adults for making choices for their own bodies, for their own lives. And this also is why when we talk about being trans, being LGBTQ+, LGBTQIA+, queer, it also brings into question about bodily autonomy, which is very similar to the abortion situation and people having access to reproductive rights and freedoms and healthcare. Is bodily autonomy. You should not be telling grown people what they can and cannot do with their own body. And the government should not be it shouldn't be in your bedroom, shouldn't be in the doctor's office with you, shouldn't be controlling your actual body, in my opinion. They shouldn't have a say-so on that. So yeah, there's a lot of things that we are up against right now with Project 2025. And I will definitely make another video on how it pertains to the trans community with Project 2025. But I'm an let me just say it. I am a proud, visible, black, intersex trans man who happens to be gay. I am proudly a part of the LGBTQIA+ community, queer community, black community, working class community. I have student loans, I have a full-time job, I have a part-time job, I have a family, I do side hustles, I do what it takes to take care of myself and my family and my friends and loved ones and give back to my community and be an active, positive participant in my community. I am a taxpayer just like most people are. I pay taxes, I work, I do what I'm supposed to do as a 32-year-old man. So I just think, again, when we talk about trans awareness, trans visibility, and trans rights, LGBTQIA rights and freedoms, this is why we have visibility, so people can see there are people that look just like you. There are people in your families, there's people in your friend groups, people you work with, people that you're going to come into contact with that are queer, that are trans, that are intersex, that are LGBTQIA+. And you want us to not have rights and bodily freedom and autonomy, and come on, listen to what you're saying. Anyways, information is in the description box below. Sending everybody love, strength, peace, light as we deal with what's going on in society and what is to come going into the new year. And, special love and attention to my black and brown trans women, trans feminine people, intersex women, and feminine folks in general. And then, of course, transgender, LGBTQIA+ community. Happy Trans Awareness Month and Week.